Probably the only museum on watches is located in Bengaluru, city of India, in India. That is called the HMT Heritage Centre and Museum. So it is near Jalahalli in Bengaluru, and here this is our entrance, and here we can see a floral clock. Floral clocks are made by various countries just to showcase the model of clock. This is how the reception looks like. The entry fees is 30 rupees. And this is where we enter into the museum. The museum starts with basic history of HMT, which started in 1953. And here's a timeline map, which is printed over here, and the photos of chairmen of HMT is shown along with the map with HMT units, various divisions of HMT. So HMT was also a tractor manufacturer. It was called HMT tractor or Hindustan Machine tractor. And that is why there are so many units, because India was primarily an agrarian economy. But we'll focus on watches because HMT of late started making watches, and they are known as our favorite HMT watches. So these are the timelines about factories, which factory got started where, and so on. So it started in a very small setup in 1953. Here you can see the movement of a watch from microscopes. So two movements are kept over here with two microscopes, and it's a wonderful thing to have a closer look. So thankfully both of them work, and you can have a look at it. Now this is one of the most famous brands of HMT called HMT Janta, which is shown as a big model. Then here we have the straps and bracelets, and then bracelet with solid links, and the movements. Various calibers are shown in each of these sheets with all parts of the caliber, and these are all in-house calibers of HMT. And I'm not sure whether they were inspired by the Japanese movements or like the Citizen or Miyota. But anyways, they are properly named as HMT movements, and they have a number. This is the mechanism of a watch. It is shown similarly over here also. So in a detailed way, a map is shown to show various parts of the watch. Because a watch is a mechanical, especially if it's a mechanical watch, it has a number of components. Now we go to the watch manufacturing process section, where it showcases that how watches are made stepwise. So here we can see that how a steel block is taken, and then it is given a shape of a case. These are various types of cases made by HMT. As you can see, very large, something like exorbitantly large, to small ones also, and made of different materials. And these are some case backs. So many of the watches are made of brass, so the case backs are at least made of steel. These are some dials, some iconic dials or famous dials of HMT watches. So sorry for the lighting because the reflection is coming from all sides. And then, quality is a very important factor, so it shows the quality certifications of HMT, so we can be assured that HMT follows fairly good amount of quality at such a low price at which they operate. Giving quality product is incredible. These are the boxes or the watch cases in which all sort of watches come. So if you are a HMT customer, you must have like got at least few of these watch boxes. Some more processes, and this is a blanking equipment where like you get blanks for cases. Like if we go into detailed way, this is how the process is. There is a solid steel block, and then we arrive at a case, and these are the sequence of operations, and all things are mentioned in a sequential manner. Now here it is the e-wash parts. So again, some more details about the parts, because most of us won't be able to recognize what all parts are there, especially in a mechanical watch. Okay, again, in a pictorial format it is mentioned, and various mechanisms are also mentioned. For example, in the middle one, the white one, you can see the escapement mechanism. And similarly other mechanisms. Now this is, I would say, a very good method to showcase the parts of a watch. And here various watch assembly processes are mentioned. Like the balance assembly, the barrel bridge assembly, the train wheel assembly, the center wheel assembly, and the hand setting mechanism. There it shows various equipment, especially to measure the accuracy of the watch, and most of these are sourced from other countries, so at least quality of these time graphers or and other equipments is not at all an issue, because they might be imported like once in a while and then used for a number of quality tests, because they have a long life. We go ahead, we come to a main hall where some watches are shown, and the dress of the HMT workers is also shown. It looks like a workshop completely. It has even a selfie point. I don't know like what kind of selfie would come over here. Anyways, so we have tractors which are like cross sectioned over here, where you can see various parts of a tractor or different models of HMT tractors. So mind it, HMT was a major manufacturer of tractors in India. So they were called Hindustan Machine tools or HMT tractors. So originally probably India had only these tractors unless it was imported, and then many other players also came into picture. So this was the official government one. You can see one thing I noticed that all these machines or equipment were originally sourced from Citizen, that is a Japanese company. So most of these machines, either the you know pressing machine or lathe machine and so on, were made by Citizen. I know they are quite soiled, so they have been like used significantly over a period of time. So this is a full workshop where so many machines and equipment are showcased. It shows Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who was the first Prime Minister of India, his visit to the factory. And then we come to a hall again which showcases various kind of watches made by HMT. So right from quartz watches to mechanical watches and all the famous series, Janta, Pilot, uh, Inox, the latest one also. And they made, I don't know why, n number of watches, n number of models. Virtually every Indian common name would have a HMT watch. So the most common names in India, you might be lucky to get a watch in your name. But most of these are are no longer coming or are discontinued, but are a fan favorite and vintage collection. So right from children watches to ladies, gentlemen, and mechanical quartz, chronograph, all sort of classification is there and series is mentioned. So you'll find a lot of variations, lot of watches at different price points were launched or were made by HMT. They'll run into thousands, I hope. So that's a big hall containing so many watches to show. Then we enter into iconic watches section, where some iconic watches are there. For example, Gem Utsav. So it has gems studded on the watch. Similarly, we have some other watches which are iconic, which HMT sees as like unique products. So these are again some iconic watches, some common names or series which became very famous actually. This is what it is. So like at least I have Tariq. Then again we have a section which showcases unique style watches. Again, something unique is there about each of these models. For example, the pocket watch, the Roman watches, and so on. Then we enter into a very interesting section, which is the Braille Watch. So people who are unable to see, for them how to use a watch. So the very interesting thing is the watch case used to open up like a cap with the hinge on one side, and then the dial has got braille markers, so people are able to uh, see the time without having even eyes. Then we have customized watches. So these are customized watches made by HMT for specific, organizations or on special demand, and they are installed at different locations. For example, a floral watch, and at many other places, many other iconic historic landmarks in the country, in various cities. These HMT watches are fixed and they are still working. For example, the India's population clock, which keeps on ticking and keeps showing us increased population. Then we go to the first floor. You can find the advertisements of HMT watches over a period of time, and which is really nostalgic to see that how in earlier times newspaper advertisements or magazine advertisements used to come. And then this is basically a tools floor. So here we see the machine tools for which HMT was famous. So we'll not devote much time over here. So they are like they call it mother tools. So tools which are used in various industries. So they are showcased over here along with some machinery and equipment. You can see the details over here of various machine tools made by HMT and the equipments used for that. Then we have skill development and product section. So like for example, these are some common mother tools or basic tools. For example, it all evolved up to a ball bearing. So you can see the evolution of a ball bearing over here. Various type of lamps. So we cut short the visit to our tool section, then we come to the souvenir shop where you can find all watches that are currently on sale.